So this is another one of my series in bite-sized bass hacks. If you haven't followed the rest of the videos, you can check out that playlist. Essentially, these are all tricks that I've pointed out before, but I wanted to make them in shorter, easily digestible videos that just kind of go into each one individually. And this one is all about isolation. Now, this is a tricky one because a lot of people have I don't know, called this kind of thing snake oil, and really just kind of giving me a hard time for it. But really, it boils down to what kind of floor you have. This can work for concrete floors, but this is really good for people that have wood floors, particularly floors like mine, that when you stomp on them, you get a lot of sound back. This is a wood subfloor. There is no concrete under this. And so this particular floor, if you stomp on it, watch, I'm gonna stomp on it and make my dog upset. Sorry. All right, but you stomp on it, the sound comes up from the floor. And so it's what I call an active floor, whereas a concrete floor is more inert. And so what happens is it's not so much that you're getting bass sound that's being transferred into the floor and out. I mean, you are, but that's not what you're trying to stop with isolation. What you're trying to stop with isolation is the physical movement of the speaker. Okay, of the subwoofer. The subwoofer is physically moving, and you're trying to avoid that energy being transferred into the floor and then coming back out as negative sound. I've actually measured this, and in playing a particular song, before and after I installed in isolation, it actually played a little bit louder with the isolation, and the only way I can figure out why is because a lot of that energy was being absorbed into the floor, and by putting the isolation on there, I didn't get as much of that transfer into the floor. And again, I'm not saying that it's going to stop the sound energy from going into your floor. The sound energy is the sound energy. You're not changing that. And I think there's some confusion in that. But in terms of the physical energy from the box moving back and forth, that box moving back and forth gets transferred into a floor like this and then comes back out as sound. It's noticeable. Now, again, if you're on a concrete floor, you're not going to notice as much as you would as someone that is on a wood floor. I'm not saying it's not worth it. I honestly don't know. I don't have a concrete floor to test this on. But what I do know is the more active your floor is, when you do that stomp test and you get a lot back, if you stomp on a concrete floor, you don't get anything. It's just like a dead thud. But on this floor, and I'm kind of on a spot that's not as bad. If I went over there and did it, it's really bad. The worse that is, the more you'll notice a benefit from subwoofer isolation. But again, this is part of my video series on bite-sized bass hacks, and this is one of those things that can be really helpful if you need isolation. Again, if you don't need isolation, not that big a deal. But if you haven't watched the rest of the videos, check those out. These are just smaller videos that go into each particular trick I use to get better bass out of everything that I do on this channel. I've talked about it on the videos, but I just wanted to condense it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of isolation, good or bad. And thanks for watching. I appreciate the support, and please subscribe.